please rise for the playing of the Rossford High School alma mater.
Hey, give me the ball!
Ladies and gentlemen, the privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedom to be freedom. Please stand, and gentlemen, please remove your cap. The flag is being raised by Rossford Boy Scout Troop 62, Troop 9062, and Pack 43. Tonight, the Star Spangled Banner will be conducted by the Otsego Director of Band, Rebecca Schwarzkopf.
Bulldog football fans, be sure to stop by the Bulldog Canopy located next to the concession stand. Our wonderful booster club has plenty of new spirit wear and other items. All proceeds go directly to our Bulldog student athletes. Just a reminder that Tropical Smoothie will be on sale tonight at the Booster Tent. $6 each while supplies last. Support the athletic boosters by purchasing these and other delicious items from our concession stand. Our concession stand will feature royal pizza, pretzels, popcorn, and delicious Pepsi products. Support the girls basketball team and the Northern Buckeye United Soccer Club. Make sure you get your 50-50 from any of our volunteers up top, or our girls soccer team will be coming around the stands to sell. 1 ticket, $1, 15 tickets for $5. The winning ticket will be pulled right after halftime. Please welcome to the field the Otsego Knights.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to OtsegoTV Radio for today's contest, which features the 1 and 2 Bulldogs of Rossford and the 2 and 1 Knights of Otsego. My name is Kaden Knapp, and I will be your commentator for today's NBC matchup. It's the first NBC matchup of the year as conference season has begun. Exciting time, and it's kind of a new lineup for Rossford. They have a new quarterback with Tyler Clark in. The sophomore will be interesting to see how he plays. It's a beautiful day. It's 75 degrees with 11 mile per hour northeastern winds. There's not a cloud in the sky. We have up to 21 mile per hour gusts as well. Rossford lost the toss, and Otsego elected to defer their choice to the second half, so we're going to see the Bulldogs on offense first. Always good to get the NBC season off to a great start. Both student sections are pretty full. One set of stands. As Rossford's all lined up, we're just waiting for Otsego to break their final huddle before kickoff. We're about 60 seconds away. It'll be an exciting matchup. Toby Powell set to kick it away. He'll kick it off to the west, so into the sunset. Here, Jackson Ferguson Stadium. Zayden Morrison back deep, along with Colton Hoskins. As now Powell waits for the whistle from the officials. Starts his stride, puts foot to football, and off we go from Rossford. Now we have whistles before the kick, and a flag is down. And it's an offside on Otsego, so we're going to redo that kickoff. The ball will be now kicked off from the 35-yard line rather than the 40. So not a good start. This will be kickoff number 14 of the year for Toby Powell. He has a total of 605 yards, averages 46.5 yards per kickoff, and he's kicked the ball through the end zone once. So here we go, for real this time. Starts his stride, puts foot to football, and off we go. This ball is going to be kicked to the near sideline, take a bounce at the 21, and be fielded at the 19, and running up to the 29 and being tackled down that time was Colton Hoskins. So here comes Rossford's offense, led by, as I said, Tyler Clark. He's 23 of 60 this year, passing 179 yards and just one passing touchdown. The touchdown went to Zayden Morrison, their standout receiver, a senior. Ball in the near sideline hash, 29-yard line. Two receivers near sideline, extra blocker off the right side. This is going to be a handoff right off the bat, and powering forward up to the 34-yard line. That time, it looked like it was Ronnie Hawkins getting the game underway. So it'll be second down to go, 20 seconds in, second down and 6. Ball still the near sideline hash. Otsego running their 4-3 defensive lineup. Back from the gun goes Tyler Clark. Running back to his right, it's Hoskins who gets the handoff again, and this time he gains nothing, bringing up third down and 6 to go. Ronnie Hawkins, Jr. Mason Creamer was in on the tackle, and Hawkins is also 5'8", 210 pounds. Now up to 50 carries this year for 172 yards. He averages 3.5 yards per carry. To the gun goes Clark. Two receivers on each side of the offensive line with a running back in the backfield. Play action fake, throw it near sideline, and it's broken up and incomplete. Dane Fatzinger in on it. The pass was by way of Jace Odenweller, the senior. 3 and out goes Rossford, and out trots the punting unit. Good start for the Otsego Knights defense at the 10:48 mark of quarter number 1. Mason Rowe is back deep to retrieve the punt for the Knights. Chase Maxwell booted away. Mason Rowe has had one return, and that return went for 0 yards. Every other time he's called for a catch. As Maxwell pops this one up high in the air, it's going to take a bounce at the 48-yard line and go back into Rossford territory before it being down at the 49-yard line. So the Knights will start it right off the bat in Bulldog territory. So good starting field position. Once again, they're going to the western side of the football field. As both teams' offense and defense trot onto the field. There was a little chatter that Mason Rowe might be the starting quarterback for today's game, and it is indeed true. Mason Rowe lining up under center. Kazmaier right behind him, one receiver to the far sideline. And this is a handoff to Limes up the right side, and he's going to spin around and fall forward up to the 46-yard line. So gain of 3, bringing up second down and 7. 10:28 left in the first quarter of play. It is Mason Rowe, the quarterback, as Brayton Knapp checks in the game for Lampe. Interesting decision by Coach Rutherford. We'll see if he continues being the quarterback for the rest of the season. Brayton Knapp is the one wide out to the far sideline. Extra blocker off the left side of the offensive line. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's another handoff, and this time it's going to be a gain about 1. That was Chris Kazmaier getting the ball. Third down to go and about 5 from the 44-yard line. We're under 10 minutes in the first quarter of play. First offensive possession of the game for the Knights. They're trying to avoid going 3 and out. Carter Lampe is back into the game. There's also chatter saying that Keegan Hutton would work more on defense this week, as there's a handoff to Kazmaier up the middle, and he's going to get near the line to gain at about the 40-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. 4th down and about inches. So you'd assume the Knights would go for it here, as the ball is situated close to the near sideline hash. I'm on the north side of the football field. For reference, the Knights are going to the west. Under center goes Mason Rowe. 2 receivers near sideline. This is a handoff, and they did not get it. In fact, they went backwards. Kazmaier got the handoff, and Rossford swarmed to Kazmaier. Backwards goes the football, and it's a turnover on downs. So both teams do not get a first down, as now the ball is at the 41-yard line, near sideline hash. To the gun goes Clark in the offense. 2 receivers far sideline, a motion man going from left to right. Clark roll to the right. He's going to toss it out to the flat, and that ball is caught and up to the 46-yard line goes Zayden Morrison, the 6-foot senior. He has 8 receptions this year for 81 yards, averages 10.1 yards per reception. And as I said near the opener, he has 1 receiving touchdown. Second down and 5, 8:25 to go in quarter number 1. 2 receivers set up on each side of the offensive line with the running back to the right of Clark. It's Ronnie Hawkins. And this is a handoff to Hawkins up the middle, still bursting free into Knight territory, across the 40, and he's going to finally be tracked down at the 36-yard line. A great run for Ronnie Hawkins, the 5'8 junior. Dane Fatzinger, the freshman, was in on the tackle, and so was Mason Kramer. So underclassmen making the tackle there. And into enemy territory go the Bulldogs. 2 receivers near sideline, extra blockers off the right side of the offensive line. Clark sends Hawkins off. He's going to throw it downfield, and it's tipped up in the air, nearly intercepted by the outside linebacker, Jake Limes. Second down and 10 it goes. Tyler Clark put that into danger, and he's lucky that Limes was unable to come down with it. 1 wide out on each side of the offensive line. Extra blockers on both sides. Back to the gun goes Clark. He's going to hand it ahead. There's Hawkins. He's going to spin around and be pushed down after a gain of about 1 at the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 9 to go. Vollmer in on the tackle for the Knights. 3rd down and long. Rossford 0 of 1 today so far on 3rd down. Two receivers far sideline, extra blocker on each side of the offensive line with a Hawkins send off. This is going to be a quarterback keeper up the left side, and tripped up and tackled down by Keegan Hutton was Tyler Clark. He went backwards, 4th down and 10 with the ball being at the 35-yard line. And the football is at the near sideline hash, and it looks like the Bulldogs are going to go for it. Todd Drewsback, the head coach in his 15th year here with Rossford. They go to the gun. No surprise there. One wide out on each side of the offensive line. Extra blocker off the right side. This is a play action fake. Roll to the right. Clark faced with heavy pressure. Throws it across his body, but has a man wide open. It's caught inside the 20. Still going, bending up a tackle. And losing the football at the end was Zayden Morrison. But Rossford does retain the possession. The ball gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. Mason Rowe was pretty much dragged for 2 or 3 yards before he could finally tackle Zayden Morrison. Ball situated in the near sideline hash. 2 wideouts on each side of the offensive line. Hawkins to the right of Clark. Handed up the middle to Hawkins. He's going to fall forward and gain about 1.5 yards, making it 2nd down and 8 to go at the 6-minute mark, halfway mark of the first quarter of play. This is Rossford's 2nd possession on offense. Back to the gun. 2 receivers near sideline, 1 to the far. Extra blocker off the left side of the offensive line. This is a quarterback keeper, and stumbling down is Clark, and he falls down at the 12-yard line. He had green grass in front of him, but he fell down, so it goes backwards. 3rd down and 11. Rossford 0 of 2 today so far. In field goal range for kicker Alex Vargo. 2 receivers near sideline. Extra blockers off the right side of the offensive line. From the gun, Clark is going to hand it off. A little bit of trickery. Go to the end zone. Morrison, touchdown. 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for Zayden Morrison, the senior. That was the 16th time he's gotten the ball on the ground. Before that carry, he was at 145 yards, averaged 9.7 yards per rush. They love throwing in that little trickery where they fake it to Hawkins and then hand it to Morrison, the motion man. He went from right to left, and the extra point is right down Broadway. So at the 5-minute and 8-second mark of the first quarter, it is 7-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. This year, the Knights have now allowed 60 total points. Heading into this game, 17.6 points per game allowed. That was a 9-play drive that started after the Knights were unable to convert on 4th down and inches. So now the Knights returning unit is going to trot onto the field. Big early NBC matchup. Want to get off to the right footing. Grady Frank and Keegan Hutton, the returnman, lined up at the 9-yard line next to each of the hashes. As now the ball getting ready to be booted away by Alex Vargo, the 6-foot senior. Just made that point after touchdown a few seconds ago. Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. Glad you're with us on this Friday evening. Beautiful night. Vargo points both ways, starts his stride, puts foot to football. It's a wobbler that's going to be mopped around by Limes, and he's lucky he got back on it at the 23-yard line. The Knights have not been very good this year at returning kickoffs. They average a net of minus 11.6 return yards per kickoff attempt. Total of negative 25 return yards. That's another -1. Near sideline hash is where the football is placed. Under center goes Mason Rowe. Pro setup with 2 running backs in the backfield. There's a handoff to Kramer up, sweeping up the left side, fends off a tackle, still going across the 40, and he's going to be tackled down at the 42-yard line. A great run for Mason Kramer. The misdirection paid off for the Knights, and a big chain mover. It's the ball now at the far sideline hash. Heading into that, Kramer had 13 attempts for 62 yards, average 4.8 yards per carry. That number will go up after that. It's first down and 10. Same setup for the Knights. One receiver to the far sideline, that's Lampy. This is a handoff up the right side. There's Keegan Hutton powering forward, and he's going to make his way up to the 46-yard line before being tackled down by a host of Bulldogs right in between the 2 hashes. So a little bit of favorability to the near sideline hash, but centered pretty much at the 4:04 mark of quarter number 1. 7-0 in favor of Rossford. Knights in their huddle. 20 seconds to snap it. Another pro setup. Lampy, the only wide out. 2 running backs in the backfield, and Kramer behind the right guard as there is a handoff up the middle, and that's going to move the chains into Bulldog territory. Putting the ball at the 44-yard line. Good gain for Kazmaier there. Now Brayton Knapp will sub into the game for Lampy. He said he was getting a lot more reps during practice, and he expected to be in the game quite a bit today. Knights line up. Limes and Kazmaier in the backfield. Same setup. Brayton Knapp is the near sideline receiver. Kazmaier gets the ball up the left side, and he's going to fall forward up to the 40-yard line of Rossford, splitting the needed yards in half. Second down and 5. It goes at the 3-minute mark of quarter number 1. Rossford has not been that bad this year at stopping the run. They've allowed a total of 231 rushing yards. That's an average of 77 rush yards per game and 3.9 rushing yards per play. Under center, once again, there is Mason Rowe handing it up the right side. There's Jake Limes, and he's going to power forward for a gain of 2, moving the ball up to the 38-yard line, setting up third down and about 4. Chase Maxwell in on the tackle. Knights 0 of 1 today on third down. Football in the middle of the 2 hashes, no favorability each side. Clock continues to wind down under center. Kazmaier and Limes in the backfield. Extra blocker near sideline. This is a handoff to Kazmaier up the middle. He's going to power forward up to the 35-yard line. And the officials say 4th down and inches once again. He needed to get to the 34.5-yard line. He got to the 35. Keegan Ingram picked up another tackle, second of the game for him. One minute and 37 seconds left to play in quarter number 1. Another 4th down setup for the Knights. Under center, this is a handoff. Kazmaier has a first down, bouncing to the far sideline perimeter. He's going to make his way all the way down to the 24-yard line. A good pickup for him. Much better result compared to the first time they went for on 4th down, as the clock is now at 1:20 in the opening period of play. Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. Far sideline. This is going to be Mason Kramer getting the ball outside the perimeter. He's going to fall forward after dodging Rossford defenders at the 15-yard line is where his run ends. Now the clock reads 44 seconds. Second down in inches for the orange, black, and white. We'll see what Otsego draws up here. On the same formation. Extra blockers on both sides of the offensive line. This is a handoff to Kazmaier. He's going to bounce to the far sideline, and he's going to have a first down and more, getting it all the way up to the 12-yard. A long walk for both teams because the Knights are moving the ball right now. Kaden Knapp, Otsego TV Radio. We've reached the conclusion of quarter number 1 with a score: Rossford 7, Otsego 0. Feel free to email me anytime at 25knap@OtsegoKnights.org with any questions, comments, or concerns. I'll be right back. Thank you for listening in to this radio broadcast.
Leader in the global chemistry and chemical industry with more than 20,000 employees worldwide who create solutions for everyday sustainable living. Our Perrysburg team is excited to be a proud sponsor of the Rossford School's athletic department. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our sponsor, LYB, a big round of applause. Thank you. We are also proud to partner with
A new 12 minutes goes on the clock, and the ball is going to be placed at the 12-yard line. First down and 10 for the Knights. They're now going to the eastern side of the football field, trailing by 7. First down and 10 to go. Mason Rowe taking over the quarterback position. And Keegan Hutton's only had one handoff so far. It's been Limes and Kazmaier getting the bulk of it. Second possession of the game for the Otsego Knights on offense. Now the officials blow the whistle and get the play clock running under 24 seconds now. New 12 minutes on the clock. Back under center. Kazmaier and Creamer, the running backs. Limes off the left side of the offensive line. There's a handoff. Outside, bursting down to the 6-yard line is Mason Creamer. Good gain for him. The Knights are finding success by getting out to the perimeters, though, so far. As Knapp subs in for Lampy. It seems like every other play, they're subbing in and out for each other, Knapp and Lampy. Just depends on the play call. Snap the lone wide out to the far sideline. Creamer lined up to the right of the right tackle. This is a handoff to Limes out of the backfield up the right side, bursting down inside the 5, breaks the tackle, and he's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown Knights! Jake Limes from 7 yards out makes it 7-6. How about that? So now Mason Creamer out to kick the extra point. He's 8 of 8 this season in that category. This to even the ledger. 11:20 mark of the second quarter. Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is no good. It sailed off the left. It looked good from here. That's the first missed extra point of the year for Mason Creamer. I knocked on wood as I read off his stat line for extra points. By the way, that was the third. Pardon me, that was the first Jake Limes touchdown of the season. Mason Creamer has 2 touchdowns. I was looking at him because of the extra point. 7-6. If you're enjoying this broadcast, please be sure to click the thumbs up button on our YouTube broadcast. First radio broadcast of this football season. We had technical difficulties out in Tenora 2 weeks ago. The ball gets teed up. Powell now to kick it to the east as the lights are on here in Rossford. Beautiful view up here in the press box. Powell throws his hand up, starts his stride, puts foot up a ball and gets us back underway. And this ball is going to be not fielded by Maxwell. It went right through his hands, and he had to jump on it. Or it's Hoskins, excuse me, at the 8-yard line. Not a good return there by Hoskins. We saw Limes have an issue with the return the last time we had a kickoff, and then that one cost Rossford because, I mean, instead of getting a running start and moving the ball up to the 20-ish yard line, it's going to be backed up to the 8-yard line. Near sideline, hash. Third offensive possession for Rossford today. 2 receivers near sideline, extra blockers off the left side of the offensive line. Clark back to pass. Now he's going to keep it, and he's going to run, spin around, and be tackled down by a host of Knights at the 13-yard line. 1 minute into the second quarter of play. 7-6. Morrison and Limes each have a touchdown today. Difference is Creamer missed the extra point. So it's 7-6. Back to the gun goes Clark. And it's a play-action fake. Roll out to the left side of the field. Dots it downfield. There's Morrison making the catch, spinning forward and making his way up to the 16-yard line. 3rd down and short for the Bulldogs, who are 0 of 2 today. Braden Sadler, the Bulldogs, who ran all their plays from the shotgun. No surprise there, based on film study, though, I will say. Middle, this is Morrison who got it, and he 3rd down conversion of the evening for them. Sadler and Frank in on the 1st down and 10 from the gun. 1 receiver inside of the offensive line. Drew Ballmer in on the tackle as the ball gets moved up to the 23-yard line at the 9:16 mark of half number 1. Kaden Knapp, Otsego TV Radio. From the gun, 2 receivers near sideline. Extra blocker off the left side. Go motion Morrison. Let's fake it to him. Now Clark is going to throw it to him across his body, and he's going to be met by a host of Knights. 3 or 4 of them swarm to him. The official tackler. Looks like Kramer also got a hand in that tackle. Assist. Sideline hash at the 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the far sideline, extra blocker up the right side, and Dewey. This is a pass as that's going to go downfield, and it's intercepted across the middle at the 35-yard line by Mason Rowe. Rowe dropped back in zone and then had the football going right at him, and he picked it off from Clark. So the Knights set up with fantastic field position at the 8:08 mark. How about that for a change of events? First turnover of the game. 3rd time the Knights have intercepted the football this year. And their other interceptors are Carter Lampy and Dane Fatzinger. Under center, pro offensive setup. This is a handoff up the left side to Mason Creamer. He's going to make it up to the 31-yard line. A gain of 4 for him. Rushing up the middle as the clock reads 8 minutes to play in the half. Still 7-6. The Knights in enemy territory at the 31-yard line. Football in the middle of the 2 hashes. Rossford bringing a 4-man front. Pro set up with Lampy, the near sideline receiver. This is a handoff to Kazmaier up the right side, and he's going to gain about a yard, making it 3rd down, and 5 from the 30-yard line. So what will the Knights draw up here? As Braden Sadler runs over the sideline. Knights trying to convert for the first time on 3rd down today. Pro setup. And this this is a quarterback keeper, and nothing doing there. In fact, Rowe might have went backwards. 4th down and 6. And the Knights are going to go for it once again. They're 1 of 2 today. Their first 2 4th downs were 4th down in inches. So they're kind of in a situation where you kind of got to pass it here. Do the coaches think the same way? We'll find out. Pro setup. 1 wide out and Lampy to the far sideline. This is going to be a fake up the right side. Rowe fends off a defender, tosses it downfield. It was behind Kazmaier, but he made the catch, and he has a 1st down and more up to the 23-yard line. Keegan Ingram knocked him out of bounds. So the Knights are now 2 of 3 tonight. On 3rd down, they've converted 2 consecutive 4th downs. We're at the midway mark of the quarter. They have this field position because of the Mason Rowe INT. He's under center. No wideouts. And this is a handoff to Kazmaier. And he gains about 3 yard lines, moving the ball up to the 21-yard line. Went from the 24 to the 21. 2nd down and 7. The Knights tend to bunch their players and run formations like that rather than widening them out. And as you know, they have a run-based offense, so not a surprise. This is a handoff to Kramer up the left side, fends off a tackle, flag is down inside the 10, the 5, touchdown Knights! Mason Kramer from 21 yards out. However, we do have a flag down in the backfield, and I do believe this is an offensive hold, and it is. 2nd penalty of the game, both on the Knights now, and that one is going to take back a touchdown. Kramer showed off his agility, but all for naught. Could the hold be the reason he had that big of a hole? Possibly. 2nd down and 17 officially. The ball at the 31-yard line, far sideline hash. As many of you know, we'll be asking a trivia question during the 3rd quarter. We're in the 2nd quarter right now. 5:20 left to play in the half. 1 wide out and Lampy to the near sideline as they hand off up the middle. Kazmaier dragging players, still going inside the 25-yard line to about the 24. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. A good gain of about 7 for Chris Kazmaier, the junior. 3rd down and 11 for the Knights. As I said not too long ago, they're 0 of 3 today now on 3rd down, trying to convert for the first time. By the way, they have not this season attempted a field goal, interestingly enough, through 3 games. Lampy, only wide out. Limes off the left side of the offensive line. And a 3rd down, they're going to hand it up off the middle. And that was Mason Kramer making it to the 21-yard line and setting up 4th down to go at the 4:30 mark of the half. A quick moving half. 3rd possession for the Knights. And the Knights will keep the offense out there. No surprise there on 4th down. The ball at the 22-yard line. Set up a little bit closer to the far sideline hash, but fairly center. 4th down and 8 officially. 4 minutes to play in the half. Under center goes Mason Rowe. And he's going to keep it. He's going to pass it downfield. There's Lampy making the catch, but he's not going to get to the line to gain. The Knights are now 50% on 4th down as Lampy was tackled at the 16-yard line. They gained 6. They needed 8. Gabe Garcia came up with a tackle. It was a similar play call to the 4th down the Knights had earlier. But this time Rowe rolled out to the left and threw it off to Lampy, who made the catch but was tackled instantly. From the gun, One receiver on each side of the offensive line. Morrison off the left side. There's a pass, and that's caught. Wheel route, spin move, go up to the 35-yard line. That was Ronnie Hawkins. Chain mover. 3:40 to play in the half. Kaden Knapp on OtsegoTV Radio. Ball at the 35-yard line. Clark has not been afraid to throw the ball across his body today. The sophomore, from the gun he goes. Hawkins to his left, 2 receivers far sideline, extra blockers off the right side. Motion man is Morrison, and he's going to get the ball and be tackled down in the backfield. A loss of about 5, moving the ball back to the 30-yard line. It'll be in the middle of the 2 hashes as the clock reads 3 minutes and 2 seconds in the half. Each team has all 3 timeouts, still 7-6 in favor of the Rossford Bulldogs. First NBC matchup of the year, as many of you know. 2 wideouts on each side of the offensive line. From the gun, this is a handoff up the middle. There's Hawkins. He's going to power his way forward. A gain of about 3, bringing up 3rd down and 12 to go. Now, if the Knights do get a stop here and the clock is continuing to roll, do they use a timeout? We'll see. Lampy was in on the stop, the middle linebacker. As I said earlier, there was talk that he'd get more reps on defense. Kind of focus him in on there. 2 receivers inside the offensive line. Clark is going to drop back to pass. Clean pocket, throw it downfield. That's caught by Morrison, far sideline. He's going to power his way forward all the way up to the 43-yard line. Not a very generous spot. And 4th down. A generous spot for the Knights. It looked like he kind of extended, but the official said nope. And Rossford does not get the conversion. They're now 1 of 3 today on 3rd downs, and they will keep the offense out there instead of punting it for a 2nd time. Far sideline hash is where the ball is at. 2 receivers far sideline, extra blockers off the right side of the offensive line, and Dewey and Morrison. Under center, now whistles, and flags are out. And the Knights jump, so they're going to give Rossford the free 1st down. Run up to the offensive line and get right behind his center, Sam Wilburn, and quickly yell. And he got the Knights to jump as a whistle, and now we have a timeout, I believe, or we have a conversation from coach and the officials. Coach Drew's back. I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, he called his guys over, and the officials were like, you didn't call timeout. The play clock is running. Interesting. 1st down. All 3 penalties today have been on the Knights so far, as we have pre-snap whistles, and this time we're going to get some officials having a little chat with each other. The 1:18 mark of the half. Not sure what is going on here.
Last call for 50-50, last call for 50-50.
Well, play resumes. 2 receivers near sideline, Dewey and Morrison off the left side of the offensive line. From the gun is Clark with 11, which is enough for a 1st down. Moving the ball up to the 41-yard line, the Knights' 41-yard line. As the clock reads 90 seconds, it stops momentarily for the chain gang to move the chains. Rossford scurrying down the field. 2 receivers far sideline. Dewey and Morrison off the right side of the offensive line. From the gun, this is a handoff, and then another handoff to Morrison this time, who pulls through Lampy, still going, pushing forward, and he's going to make it all the way up to the 36-yard line. My goodness, that was a little bit of trickery. Tyler Clark handed it off to Ronnie Hawkins, made sure it was behind handoff, and then Hawkins gave it ahead to Morrison, and then Morrison bowled through Carter Lampy and continued upfield. He started his momentum going towards the far sideline and then completely turned the other way and made it 2nd down and 5. A very exciting run for just 5 yards at the end. But a good positive pickup for Rossford on first down as the ball is situated at the near sideline hash. We're a minute and 5 seconds till halftime break. So that's Otsego TV Radio. My name's Kaden Knapp. Feel free to email me anytime at 25knapp@otsegonights.org. I'm happy to hear from you all. Please give a thumbs up to this stream if you're enjoying it. Sorry if our internet is cutting in and out. I know it's been a little shaky. Out of the timeout. Rossford now has 2 remaining. The Knights have all 3. Knights down by 1. Clark, of course, in the gun. 2 wide out to the far sideline. Morrison off the left side of the offensive line. Dewey off the right side. This is a play action fake. And throw it deep downfield. Has a man wide open who makes the catch at the 5 and runs all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Gabe Garcia, the 5'10 senior. 13-6. Wow. Gabe Garcia got past the Knights secondary. The throw was a little behind him, but he still made the catch and was able to turn around and get the touchdowns. Now we have a fake. Throw it end zone and incomplete it goes. Interesting decision. They tried to make it a 2-possession game. Did not work out for them. So it stays 13-6. Well, the Knights still have 56 seconds and 3 timeouts. We'll see what Coach Rutherford draws up. You'd assume this halftime speech is not going to be too nice. It's pretty full here in Rossford, Jackson Ferguson Stadium. That was a 7-play touchdown drive for the Bulldogs as their kickoff unit trots back out there. The Knights do receive the second half kickoff. NBC play just getting underway. Oak Harbor is going to Maumee, Foster is going to Genoa, and Lake is going to Eastwood as well. If you're wondering about the other NBC matchups, I'll check in on scores for those at the intermission. So you wait the kickoff from Alex Bargo. Starts his stride, but sputs a football, kicks it to the west. It's a squib kick that's going to bounce by Toby Powell, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Bargo's kick is knocked out of bounds by the Knights. It'll be first down, 10 Knights.
First down for Otsego from the 20-yard line. Despite it going out of bounds, there's no penalty. The reason for that is because it was tipped by an inbounds player on Otsego. Now, if we would have had a situation when the ball was fielded where the Knight player had 1 foot out of bounds or something like that, then it would have been a kickoff out of bounds, according to the rule book. Under center goes Mason Rowe. This is a sweeper to Limes. Limes running up the middle, bowling through Rossford defender and making his way all the way up to the 32-yard line. The clock stops momentarily for the chain gang to move the chains. It was Tyler Clark, the sophomore, who Limes ran through, but Clark was able to stay composed and make the tackle at the end. As the clock continues to roll now at 33 seconds. The Knights quickly go into a huddle and go back out of the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers near sideline on the Limes and Lampy. And this is a play action fake base with heavy pressure. Kramer just going to take off. That was Mason Rowe. And then he's going to power his way forward up to the 42-yard line. A gain of 9, and the Knights still are not going to use a timeout. They're just going to let this roll all the way down to the halftime break. The Knights had all 3 timeouts and did not use them. Instead, they just let the clock run all the way down. Interesting decision, but they'll go to the break down by 7. I'll have NBC scores for you on the other side of the break. We're going to go to a 20-minute break. Each band, as you know, will perform. You'll be able to hear them, not see them because it's a radio broadcast. My name is Kaden Knapp. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me anytime at 25knap@OtsegoKnights.org. Follow us on Twitter at OtsegoTV. You know the drill. Thank you.
After World War II, they were the first baby boomer class, graduating with 117 members. We are happy to have them join us here tonight, and we wish them well in the future. Please welcome back the class of 1964. Tonight, we also welcome back the class of 1984. As they are celebrating 40 years since their graduation, if they should please rise and celebrate their 40-year reunion by gathering at games after tonight's game, followed by a dinner tomorrow evening at the Fraternal Order of the Eagles in Rossford. If you have not purchased your ticket for tomorrow's event, please reach out to Ed Kahalski or Barb Young-Nichols. Thank you for being here tonight. Welcome back, the class of 1984. And let's give one last round of applause to both the class of 1964 and the class of 1984. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at 12 miles, continue drum major Maria Barkley. For your halftime entertainment this evening, we present Under the Big Top. We begin our show with 2 pieces from this first display show, Journey of Man. Initially released in the year 2000, featuring senior Josie Zeller on mellophone and junior Ray Smith on trumpet. Sit back and enjoy Journey of Man. The song This Is Me is that an anthem that encourages everyone to step out. Because this is Today, he closes with Distorted, a piece that was featured in the Cirque du Soleil show, La Nuba. A show that ran for 19 years in the custom-built, freestanding theater in Disney Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort. We hope you enjoy Distorted. Under the direction of Director of Bands Justin Kelly, with assistance by Band Director Rachel Petrie and Junior Drum Major Dana Kidd, we welcome you to get on your feet and dance for our 2024 football program. Our first tune made popular by the Neon Trees. Please enjoy Hannibal. Wrote a smash hit. Here is Accidentally in Love. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rossford Fight Song! To our team gang, our ticket takers, our press box workers, attention Bulldog fans, get out your 50-50 tickets. Tonight's 50-50 winner is a blue ticket worth $391. The winning ticket number is 8278280. Please see there at the entrance to the press box to collect the winnings.
Welcome back to the start of half number 2 here on OtsegoTV Radio. My name is Kaden Knapp. It's 13-6 in favor of Rossford. The Knights will receive the second half kickoff as both teams will switch sides. We're about a minute out. So during that minute, I'm going to give you some scores from around the Northern Buckeye Conference. Oak Harbor at halftime leads Maumee 28-17. And then Eastwood is winning against Lake 21-0 at half. And then Genoa leads 14-0 over Fostoria at the intermission. Similarly to this one, they should be coming out of their breaks shortly. The Knights games this year have been very quick moving, I will say, as the Bulldogs will kick it to the west to Hutton and Frank back there. The Knights' average game time, 2 hours and 16 minutes so far this year. If you're looking for specifics, we're waiting for the official whistle. Big possession out of the half for the Knights. The only touchdown they've scored was a Jake Limes rushing touchdown, and then Mason Kramer missed the point after touchdown. So we're set to get this half underway. Alex Vargo. Vargo points both ways, throws his hand up, starts stride, put foot to football. We're back underway. It's a squib kick, and it's going to take a bounce out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So football is going to get moved up to the 35-yard line. That's where the Knights will start their possession. It'll be interesting to see if Mason Rowe stays out there at quarterback. I don't think he will, but we'll figure it out. Oh, he will. I thought I saw 14 in the huddle. I was like, wait a second there. Nope, Mason Rowe is back out there. I heard the official reasoning was because Hutton has a wrist injury, so they wanted to rest him for this one. As there's a handoff up the middle, there's Kazmaier breaking tackles and bursting forward all the way up to the 47-yard line. Good run up the middle for him. 6 seconds in. A wrist, obviously, especially with it being on your throwing arm, you don't want that to continue bothering you throughout the remainder of the season, especially going into conference play. So Coach Rutherford decided to sit him now. Pro setup, and there's another handoff to Kazmaier. Kazmaier breaking tackles, bullying through players up the far sideline. He's going to make his way all the way down to the Bulldogs' 35-yard line. Good gain for him. Back-to-back bruising runs for the 5'11 junior. This year, Rossford has allowed a total of 815 yards, 271.6 per game allowed to the opposing team, and 7.2 yards per play. Pro setup, bunched all together are the Knights. This is another handoff up the middle. There's Kazmaier again. He's getting another positive gain. This time it's a gain of what looks like to be 6. Moving the ball all the way up to the 27-yard line. Second down to go. So the clock reads 10 minutes and 45 seconds. The ball situated in between the two hashes in the middle area. Second down and 4 to go. Knights moving right down the field. Extra blockers on the right side, and Rowe had trouble with the snap, and he's going to go down in the backfield. It looked like it was going to be a handoff, and he mishandled the snap and saw that he was surrounded by black jerseys and ended up going down. It was Sam Wilburn. We'll see what it is ruled in the stat book, if it's a sack or just a tackle for loss. Looked like Rowe was trying to run, so I will go on the side of tackle for loss as they hand off misdirection. Limes up the middle, powering his way up to the 20-yard line. So he erases the negative gain on second down and moves the sticks. The Knights now are 1 of 4 today on third downs. Blake Dewey came up with the tackle at the end. 9:35 to play. The ball's at the 20-yard line, closer to the far sideline hash. The Knights are bunched up with an extra blocker off the right side. It's a pro setup. And a handoff up the left side, and swarmed and tackled down in the backfield as Chris Kazmar had no room there, and it's a loss of 1. Moving the ball back to the 21-yard line. The silver lining is, well, it centers the football in between the two hashes as Lampy checks out of the game. Brayton Knapp enters the game at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter. During the next break and play, I will be asking the trivia question. As there's a handoff of the middle, breaking tackles, Kazmaier inside the 10, 5, he's going to score, touchdown Knights, Chris Kazmaier. Wait to start the second half, and it's a 1-point game, the Kazmaier show. He got the ball 4 times, 3 of those 4 times he had big bruising runs, including the touchdown at the end. Kramer out to kick the point after touchdown and try and even the ledger. Whatever the coaches said during half worked on the first drive. Got the message through. Waiting on the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is good. And the kick follows suit. Ledger even. 13 all. How about that? 8:46 to go in quarter number 3. A fantastic drive for the Otsego Knights, and this is now time to ask the trivia question. It's now time to answer the ask the trivia question. That trivia question is: Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number, and where were those games played? So Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number, and where were the games played? Hint, both games were played in the same place. Email me anytime, 25knapp@OtsegoKnights.org with the answer, or tweet at us at OtsegoTV. I'll be checking for that, and I'll answer it after the end of the third quarter. So Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number, and where were the games played? Toby Powell set to kick off the ball to the eastern side of the field. Completely dark outside with the bright Friday night lights. Starts his drive, puts foot up a ball. We're back underway. This is going to be fielded at the 12-yard line. Far sideline has running up the middle and making it all the way to the 26-yard line. That was Chase Maxwell, the junior. First down for Rossford in their first possession on offense of the half. We'll see how they respond to the touchdown. They're a fairly balanced offense. About 51% of their plays have been pass plays this year. 49% have been rushes. However, they've been way more efficient on the rushing side of the football. 225 total rush yards this season. 2 wideouts in the near sideline, extra blockers on both sides of the offensive line. From the gun, this is a handoff up the middle, and Hawkins is going to fall forward for a gain of about 3, moving the ball to the 31-yard line. And with that, we have a little bit of substitution. Gabe Garcia will enter the game, take the place of Dylan Shannick, a senior for sophomore exchange. Second down and 7. 8:20 to play in quarter number 3. Good start for the Knights this half. 2 wideouts now on the near sideline. Do the Bulldogs send Hawkins off? Bad snap. Clark picks it up. He's going to run with it. And he's going to fall forward and barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Third down to go and 7. The ball's still situated at the 31-yard line. Hennon and Lampy in on the tackle. Rossford is 1 of 4 today on third downs. Last thing you want to do is go 3 and out after allowing your opponent to go right down the field and score a touchdown. .35 and counting. 2 wideouts on each side of the offensive line. From the gun, Clark with Hawkins to his left. This is a pass play. Back to pass. Clark taking a deep shot downfield, far sideline, and it's almost intercepted by Mason Rowe. Incomplete it goes. Wilburn was the intended target. It was a far pass, and
Bring up 4th down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
there was a double team out there. I believe it was Fatzinger and Rowe in on it. 4th down it goes for the Bulldogs. And into the game comes their punting unit for the second time. They punted on their first possession of the football game. An hour and 19 minutes ago in real time. Kaden Knapp, Otsego TV Radio. Awaiting the punt from Chase Maxwell. And he's going to get this one off. It's a line drive kick that's going to take a bounce. A nice Otsego bounce. And will be down at about the 40-yard line. We'll see where it's officially placed. And it is the 40 of Otsego. So Otsego will be in their own territory to start off their second possession of the half. The ball will be on the near sideline hash. 7:20 to play in quarter number 3. 13 all. First time we've been tied since 0-0. Trivia question is, Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number and where were the games played? 2 receivers in the near sideline, and lost snap by Rowe, and now it's a scramble drill. Who's on it? It's Rossford. Second turnover of the game. The Knights lost a fumble last week, and now they lose one again. That was Mason Rowe. There had been multiple times where there was not good snaps today, and that one Rossford was able to take advantage of, and now it's their football. 7:15 to play on the right side of the offensive line. From the gun, this is a handoff up the right side. There's Hawkins, and he's going to push his way forward up to the 37-yard line. Good gain for him of about 4, setting up 2nd down and 6 to go. Wow. Each team now 1 turnover. The Knights have the interception. It was Mason Rowe, and then the fumble by Mason Rowe. It was recovered by the Bulldogs. From the gun, this is a Tyler Clark run all the way, and he's going to push his way up to the 31-yard line before being tackled down. Looked like Fatzinger was in on the tackle. 3rd down and short. Correction, they actually moved the chains. They said he fell forward, so the chain gang will move the chains. 1st down from the 31. Near sideline hash is the football. The Knights have 4-3 defensive setup. 2 wide out to the far sideline. Dewey and Morrison lined up with the offensive line on the right side. This is a handoff up the right side, a strong side handoff, and spinning forward is Hawkins, still going somehow. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Number 17, Trevor Brooks. And number 7, Jake Lyons. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go. Trevor Brooks, the freshman, is into the game for the Knights. Interesting. 1 wide out inside the offensive line. It's a handoff to the motion man. Morrison still going inside the 15, inside the 10. The Knights are trying to strip the football, and Brooks is going to get some help, and Morrison will be tackled down at the 7-yard line. A big bruising run for him. He lined up like he had the last 3 plays, but he went in motion this time and got the handoff. And he dragged Brooks for yardage, about good 3-4 yards. From the gun, pro setup. This is a handoff up the right side. And powering forward, still going, Morrison, and he's going to score a touchdown. However, there is a flag down in the backfield, and it's going to be an offensive hold. So both teams have now had a touchdown called back due to a hold. That's the first penalty of the game on the Bulldogs. Morrison, once again, got the handoff. He was lined up in the backfield with Hawkins and Clark. And, I mean, he powered his way through Knight defenders and got to the end zone. All for naught, though. So now first down and goal. The ball all the way back at the 17-yard line, near sideline hash. Two receivers near sideline. Dewey and Morrison off the left side of the offensive line. From the gun, Clark handed off to Hawkins, sweeping to the left. He's going to power forward and roll around, getting up to the 13-yard line. Second down and goal from that spot. Lampy in on the tackle. Another tackle for Carter Lampy. Football now situated in between the two hashes center area. Perfect place to be as an offense. For most offenses, at least. As Clark will return to the gun. This time, Dewey and Morrison are off the right side of the offensive line. He's going to send Hawkins in motion into the keeper up the right side. Has a few blocks. Clark's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Tyler Clark. He had the passing touchdown earlier. Now he has the rushing touchdown. And it gives the Bulldogs the lead at 19-13 at the 4:15 mark of the quarter. Out to kick the extra point. Here we go, Vargo. And now we have pre-snap whistles, and we'll see what this is. It came from the backfield, the flag did. And it is a false start. So this extra point is going to be a little bit harder for Vargo. Alex Vargo, as I said, 6 foot, 155 senior. 4:15 to play. High snap. Get it down, and it's blocked. It's blocked and no good. So it stays 19-13, and the Knights fans get loud.
And with 4:15 left in the third quarter.
Wow, what a possession for Rossford. They take advantage of the fumble where they took over at the Knight 41 and went right down the field. They even had their drive kind of backed up because of the hold, but it didn't phase them. Once again, the trivia question is, Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number, and where were those 2 games played? Email me 25knapp@otsegoKnights.org with what you think the answer might be. The Knights won both of those contests, I believe. Yes, they won both contests where they scored that point total. Otsego's on a 4-game win streak, dating back to 2020. Their last loss came in 2019 against these Bulldogs. Same head coach was Drew's back, but obviously a different team. Starts to try, put foot-to-foot ball, and it's just a squib kick, another squib kick. This is going to be fielded by Braden Sadler, who couldn't get on it, but he was able to contort his body over to the right to jump on it at the end. That football took a very weird bounce. Went off of Sadler's right hand, but despite him running off to the left, he was able to contort his body, as I said, and fall backwards onto the football, which was on the right of him. And the Knights go back to work at the 4:11 mark. Third quarter. Lampy into the game. Only wide out, far sideline. Another pro setup. This is a handoff off to Mason Kramer up the left side. He's going to power forward and make his way up to the 33-yard line. That's going to bring up second down and 3 to go for the orange, black, and white. Now we're going to get whistles and an injury timeout. James Jenkins, the 5'11 junior, is down. I think he might have a cramp, not to speculate, but athletic trainer's out there and stretching his left leg. Cramps are no fun. A few weeks ago, Kaden Hutton was dealing with that against Tenora. There was numerous occasions where he called over two of his teammates, and he just lay on the ground with both his legs up and have him stretch him out. As they're still tending to Jenkins. And now he's up and walking. Wonder if he'll get a play off. It looks like he's shaking his head saying, or nodding his head, excuse me, saying, hey, I can go back out there. I can go back out there. And the athletic trainer says, no, take a break. Over to the sideline goes the 215 junior. 19-13 the score. 3:53 and counting to go in the third quarter. Second down and 4 to go from the 33-yard line, near sideline hash. Knapp is the far sideline receiver. This is a handoff up the middle, and Kazmaier is going to make his way up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 2, setting up third down and short. Knights converted their last third down situation. Third down and 1 officially. The Knights are 1 of 4 today. Not a cloud in the sky, it's a waxing gibbous moon. Has to be extended game. The Knights have now converted 2 consecutive third down situations after starting 0 of 3 on third down. 2:41 in counting to play in this quarter before we move to the fourth. Knapp back into the game, far sideline receiver. Limes lined up on the other side, and he's going to get the handoff, and he's going to gain about a yard. I have noticed with Limes, most of the game he's been lining up behind the left tackle and then motioning and getting the ball. Moving forward as Knapp retreats over the sideline. Lampy comes in for him. As I said earlier, those two have been subbing in and out all game long. As there's a pro setup, there's a handoff to Kazmaier, and he's going to gain about 3, moving the ball up to the 47 to the 40-yard line from the 37. Third down.
3rd and 6. Let's get loud, Bulldog fans.
1 minute and 38 seconds to play. Third down and 6 to go. The ball in the middle of the two ashes. Knapp subs in for Lampy. Knapp lined up in the near sideline. This is going to be a handoff to Limes up the middle. Has a huge hole. Still going. Has a few blocks by Fulmer. Now he's going to make it all the way up to the 36-yard line of Rossford before being tackled down. Garcia came up with the tackle. A good gain from Limes again with him motioning from behind the left tackle and moving upfield. That left tackle is Jack Rowland, the senior. Knapp stays in the game, and now Keegan Hutton will sub into the game, give Jake Limes a breather, junior for senior exchange. And now we have pre-snap whistles, and I believe a timeout is called on the field by the Rossford Bulldogs. 56 seconds to play. If you're enjoying this broadcast, please hit the thumbs up button on this video. The Knights have won 4 consecutive matchups against Rossford. As I said earlier, in 2 of those 4 matchups, they scored the same number of points. They won by a different number, though. As I mentioned, we're still in a timeout at 56 seconds. Also, if you'd like to shout someone out, feel free to do that by emailing me. This has been a tightly contested contest. 56 seconds to play. Out of the timeout, the ball's at the 36-yard line. Knapp, the lone receiver, to the near sideline. Another pro setup. This is a handoff to Kazmaier, breaking tackles and still going. He's going to make his way up to the 29-yard line. Good gain for him as Jenkins back into the game, made the tackle there. 37 seconds on the game clock, 27 seconds on the play clock. Same formation as last. Keegan Hunt now gets the ball up the right side, and he's going to power his way forward. Stays on his feet somehow, and he's going to make it all the way up to the 6-yard line. It looked like Rossford had him dead to rights, but he was able to stay composed, use his hand to stay up, and he moved the sticks in a big way, and that will bring us to the conclusion of quarter number 3, more than likely. So we'll switch sides. By the way, last time we had a quarter break that was not halftime, we had both teams have to make long walks from one side of the field to the other. Good quarter for the Knights. They trail 19-13. They started out the quarter really well, but that fumble really kind of allowed the momentum to go back to Rossford, but they're moving the ball now and have first down and goal to go. Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. The question I asked was, Otsego scored the same amount of points in 2 of the last 5 contests against Rossford. What was that number and where were the games played? Well, both games were played at Otsego High School in the Castle, and the number was 30. Last year, the Knights won 30-0, and then 2 years ago in 2021, excuse me, they won 30-19. That was a much closer contest. Then the one in between, last time they played here was in 2022. They won 17-14. I mean, most of these contests, 2 of the last 5 contests have not been very close, with the 30-0 and 59-28. Back in 2020, that Knights team was very good, and they were able to defeat Rossford by a big margin. Now, in interesting things, in those last 5 meetings, Rossford got outscored by the Knights 164-92. As Jake Lime's now going to get the football on first down and goal, and he's going to go nowhere. Second down and goal from the 7, near sideline hash. Back under center goes Mason Rowe. Lampy off to the right side, and Vollmer off the left side of the offensive line, and there's a handout to Kazmaier. He's going to power his way down to the 3-yard line, setting up third down and goal from that spot. As I said not too long ago, the Knights have converted on 2 consecutive third downs. Knapp was up in the game for Lampy. One minute into quarter number 4. Knights trying to reach pay dirt. They're going to hand it up the middle, powering forward and getting near the goal line. We're waiting for a signal. No touchdown, 4th down. It was Chris Kazmaier getting down inside the 1. 4th down, the Knights are 2 of 4 tonight on 4th down. No brainer to go for it here. Lampy was subbing for Knapp, more than likely because they want the extra blocking. A big spot in the game. Ball inside the 1, near sideline hash. Up by 6, Rossford is. Under center row. Kazmaier and Limes, the running backs. It's Kazmaier getting the handoff, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown Knights. Ledger even. Second touchdown of the game for Chris Kazmaier. He scored one in the 3rd quarter, and now he has one to lead off the 4th quarter. He now has 3 touchdowns this football season. He's gotten a bulk of the carries today, and he's been fantastic. To break the tie, Mason Kramer. Big kick here. This time it's going to the west. Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick follows suit. 20-19. The Knights now have the lead. What a well put together drive. And it ended with that 7 points. The Knights fans getting loud here in Rossford. As I said earlier, not empty seats here. Both student sections have quite a few students in them. This is Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. This is my first time here in Rossford at their football stadium. Very nice facility. Powell out to kick it. No surprise there. Zayden Morrison is now in to return, along with Luis Rivera. Pair of seniors. Lined up at each hash. Starts to stride, puts foot to football. We're back underway. This ball is going to go by way of Rivera, who fielded it at the 5-yard line. He's going to rush his way up to the 19 before being tackled down by Sadler and others. 10:09 to play in regulation. The ball near sideline hash. As the Knights defense goes back to work. There hasn't been too many possessions for each team this game. All the possessions have just been long ones. Two receivers far sideline, extra blockers up the left side, and now a handoff up the middle that's going to go nowhere but backwards. Loss of 2, second down. It was Hawkins who got the football, and Sadler came up with a tackle as the clock reads under 10 minutes. Second down and 12. The ball now at the 18-yard line. Near sideline is hash still. Two receivers back in the far sideline with extra blockers and Morrison and Dewey off the left side. Send Hawkins in motion. This is going to be a pass play. Throw in a double coverage. Dangerous pass, but it was high and incomplete. The pass was by way of Gabe Garcia, the senior. Third down and 12 for the Bulldogs. They are 1 of 5 today on third down. From the gun. Same formation as the previous two plays. This time Morrison's going to go in motion. And now we have pre-snap whistles and a false start. Make it third down and 17 now. 9:31 to play. The guilty party was Jace Odenweller, who surprisingly enough has not made too big of an impact today. The senior captain. It's been the Morrison show and Hawkins on Rossford's sides. It's been the Kazmaier show for the Knights. Same formation. Send Hawkins off in motion. Back to passes. Clark now is going to take off. He's going to spin forward, and he lost the football. He lost the football. Let's see who's on it. It is Rossford. At the 17-yard line, Clark recovered his own fumble, and now the punting unit is going to be forced to trot onto the field. At fourth down and 18, we're approaching 9 minutes to play. The Knights with the 1-point advantage. Wow. Third punt of the evening. Chase Maxwell out there to punt it. And there's another line drive kick, and fair catch is called at the Rossford 49-yard line by Mason Rowe. Right in the middle of the Rossford R at midfield. So the Knights will take over in enemy territory A touchdown here would be huge. Touchdown and a made extra point makes it an 8-point game. Now a key moment to remember is, well, really two extra point debacles by Rossford. They had the go for two on the fake kick that did not pay off, and now the Knights are going to hand it ahead to Creamer, breaking tackles at the far sideline. He's going to roll forward up to the 37-yard line, a first down chain mover to the far sideline. But yeah, Rossford went for two to try and make it a two-possession game early in the game. Didn't work out with the fake extra point, and then they had the false start in the block kick, and the Knights led off the game by missing an extra point as well. So not a good night for the extra points. Handoff up the middle to Kazmaier, and Kazmaier's going to power forward for another nice gain. It's a 9 officially, moving the ball up to the 28-yard line. Second down and 1 to go, under 8 minutes to play in quarter number 4. 20-19, the tally in favor of the Knights. Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. The ball set up in the middle of the two hashes. Knapp the only wide out to the near sideline. Creamer lined up the right side. There's a handoff to Hutton, and he just barely got tripped up at the 24-yard line. Another chain mover for the Knights. First play of the drive, they were able to get good yardage, and then they followed it up by a few more plays with good yardage. And they're moving the football as now Limes re-enters the game for Keegan Hutton this time. Junior for senior exchange. Knapp still the wide out. Creamer still off the right side of the offensive line. Handed up the middle to Kazmaier. Kazmaier bowling forward, and he's going to make his way up to the 17-yard line. Second down to go. Under 7 minutes to play. Lampy now subs into the game. Jenkins was in on the tackle. Second down and 3. Now, it's worth noting, I mean, the Knights have stuck with the rushing attack, and it's starting to pay off. It looks like they're tiring out the Rossford defensive front. As there's another handoff. Kazmaier has a hole, and he's going to make it all the way up to the 10-yard line before being tackled down. Silvera was in on the tackle. Now, and allow Rossford to swarm to the football. We have a substitution. Knapp in for Lampy. As I said, those two have been switching in and out all day. Under center go the Knights. And this is a handoff up to Creamer, and he's going to get tackled down in the backfield. A big loss on first down and goal. I think that was first down goal. And it's going to move the ball back to the 15-yard line. Second down and goal. Far sideline hash. Back under center. And a little trickery, and the ball's out. The ball's out again. Another fumble, but the Knights do get back on it. And now they're going to be set up with third down and goal from the 16-yard line. There was a little bit of Mason Rowe and Jake Limes' issue there with the exchange, and the ball got dropped on the ground. Under 5 minutes to play. Big third down for Rossford. Ball still the far sideline hash, under center. This is a handoff to Kazmaier up the middle. He's going to power forward inside the 10, still going, and he's going to make it down to the 8-yard line. Fourth down and decision time for Coach Rutherford. Do you kick the field goal and make it so that Rossford has to score a touchdown, or do you go for it? It looks like they'll send the offense back out there. Second consecutive drive where they have now gone for it on fourth down and goal. They're 3 of 5. 60%. Same pro setup. Extra blocker off the left side. This is a back to passes. Rowe in his space with heavy pressure. Take it down to the backfield. Andre Clark got to Mason Rowe. And the Knights do not convert on 4th down. Back to 50% today at 3 of 6. And with 4 minutes and 6 seconds to play in regulation, it's Rossford football. Three receivers to the near sideline, extra blockers off the right side of the offensive line. It's Clark with Hawkins in the backfield. There's a handoff, play action fake, throw it across the middle of the field. It's caught. Gabe Garcia made the catch across the middle of the field to move the ball up to the 26-yard line. Kramer was in on the coverage and he made the tackle. That's going to move the sticks. 1st down and 10 to go. Back in shotgun position. This time there's 2 receivers in the near sideline. Morrison and Dewey off the right side. There's a handoff up the right side to Ronnie Hawkins, and he's going to go backwards, moving the ball back to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 11 to go. 3 minutes and 26 seconds to play. One wide out on each side of the offensive line. Extra blockers on both sides from the gun. This is a play action fake. Roll out to the right. Does Clark. Throws it downfield, and it's caught. That's Blake Dewey making the ball all the way up to the 46-yard line. The 6'3 senior, who is a captain as well, moves the chains, and Mason Kramer gets another tackle. The ball's now at the 47-yard line. 2:55 to play. Still in Bulldog territory. Clark found the hole in the Knights defense and took advantage. 2 receivers near sideline. Dewey and Morrison off the right side. Send Hawkins in motion. Back to pass. Throw it downfield. It's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Limes jumped up, and if he had been a little bit taller, it might be Otsego football. The pass was by way of Gabe Garcia. And with 2:36 to play, the clock stops. 2nd down and 10. Very tight matchup. Same formation as last play. In motion, and there's Morrison getting the ball, sweeping up the left side. A flag is down, and Morrison will make it up to the 50-yard line before being pushed out of bounds by Carter Lampy and Keegan Hutton. We'll see what this penalty marker is, and it's an offensive hold. It was thrown by the official that was in the umpire position. And Jose Silvera, the junior, is the guilty party. That's going to move the ball all the way back to the 36-yard line with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. The Knights still holding on to that 1-point lead. Two receivers far sideline. Extra blockers out the left side. Send Hawkins in motion. Back to passes. Clark, he's now going to take it off. Heavy pressure, and down he goes. Braden Sadler. Braden Sadler came up with the tackle for loss. And now it's 3rd down and a country mile. The ball is back at the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 25. The ball is at the near sideline hash. What does coach have drawn up for this one? One receiver on each side of the offensive line with extra blockers on both sides. Now we're going to get pre-snap whistles. And now Coach Rossford leaves the timeout. So each team is down to 2. We get to take a moment to take a deep breath and compose ourselves as, like I said, we're at 2:05 to play. 3rd down and 25. obviously this is 2 down situation, you would think. Now, this play call is very important because I wouldn't necessarily go for it all knowing that you have to get first down. You have 2 downs. I would try and make this 4th and manageable. Because, I mean, if you get no yardage or you go backwards, you have to go for it because they're at 2:05 and they have 2 timeouts. Unless it's an incomplete pass and makes it 4th down and 25. Then you don't have to burn a timeout. You might consider punting it, but I definitely don't go for it all. And if you're the Knights, you can't play too far back because you don't want them to gain a big chunk of yardage and get a one-on-one situation. 1 of 6 tonight on 3rd down. 1 receiver inside the offensive line. This is a play-action fake. Roll out to the right and high throw incomplete. It goes. Not a good throw by Clark. Morrison was the intended target. And at 2 minutes to go exactly, it's 4th down and 25. Looks like they will keep the offense out there. As Andre Clark now subs into the game. The offensive lineman. Big situation here. 16 seconds on the play clock, and they're still in a huddle. And now we have whistles, and Rossford's going to use a timeout. They're now down to 1 timeout. So if they do not get it, if they do not convert on 4th down and 25 here, the Knights, should they not gain any yards, would approximately leave Rossford with 30 seconds. Wow. Kind of a mismanagement of timeouts. They had to use the one early in the half. I know I say it often, but Phil Sims has a perfect quote for the second half timeouts. Keep them like they're gold. The Knights have 2 timeouts right now. We're at 2 minutes exactly. You don't exactly have a play drawn up in your playbook for this situation. Kaden Knapp, OtsegoTV Radio. Feel free to tweet us at OtsegoTV. Use the hashtag OtsegoTV. You know my email is open. Here we go. Ball's on the near sideline hash. 33-yard line. 2 receivers in the near sideline with Morrison and Dewey off to the right. This is a pass that's going to go downfield, and it's caught at the 47-yard line, and they did not get nearly enough yardage. Gabe Garcia was the person who made the catch, and the Knights swarmed to him and made the tackle. With 1:52 to play, they're going to take over. Dane Fatzinger came up with the tackle. That seemed like the play call they should have called on 3rd down in forever. But instead they called it on 4th down. That ball was caught a good 15 yards short of where they needed to get. And the Knights did a good job at corralling to the football, playing back in that situation because they have to get the full 25 yards. Now with 1 timeout, 1:52 to play. Pro set up for the Knights. Extra blocker up the right side. There's Kazmaier. And it's 2nd down after a gain of 3. 2nd down, 7, 1:40 to play. Now, here's the next question. If you're Rossford, do you allow a touchdown knowing that it would still be a 1-possession game? Because they have the 1 timeout. They're not using it right now. If you're the Knights, you're obviously going to run the play clock down. Or do you take the chance and get the ball back with 30-some seconds? Maybe even less than that at this point. 1:09 to go. Knights taking their time, hand it off to Kramer up the left side, and he's going to get to the perimeter, and he's going to extend near the line to gain, and let's see where they mark it. Third down and short. Third down and about a yard.
Number 5, Mason Kramer, the ball carrier. Tackled on the play by number 3, Dylan.
The ball at the 37-yard line.
Short.
Timeout Rossford, 51 ticks on the clock. Perhaps biggest moment of the game, the officials now having a little bit of a chat. Now each team's going to go to their respective sidelines and get in huddles. I was surprised they didn't do that initially. Closest game of the year to this point. Rossford faithful clearing out, trying to beat the after-game traffic. Looks like they're adjusting the game clock to 55 seconds. So 55 seconds to go. Rossford is out of timeouts. The scoreboard still says they have one, but like I said, they called one early in the half. So they should have no timeouts right now. Third down in inches. 37-yard line. First down effectively ends this one. Rossford creeping up. There's a handoff. First down. Knights. Katzmeyer got the handoff, and he powered his way up to the 34-yard line as he got plenty. And with 47 seconds to play, all Rossford can do is sit up and watch the clock tick down because the Knights are going to get the victory. What a win. What a game. The Knights didn't start off the best, but all that matters is they were able to stay in it and have a fantastic second half as Rowe goes down to the ground taking the knee. And the Knights are now 1-0 when Mason Rowe is the starting quarterback. And they're 1-0 in conference play. They're now 3-1 this year. Wow. What a matchup. What a big win for the orange, black, and white on this 13th day of September, Friday the 13th. A spooky one for Rossford. For the Knights, they have a home contest against Fostoria next week. We'll have that for you on OtsegoTV Radio. Then they go to Genoa. Then they host Oak Harbor. Then they go to Eastwood, host Lake, and then they finish off the season out in Maumee rather than hosting Maumee like they did last year. A 3-1 start for the Knights. 1-0 in NBC conference play. They beat Rossford last year, as we talked about earlier. And for Rossford, it's like, how do you regroup and head into next week? Last year, they had a number of contests that were very close, but they could not win. Their final record was 1-9. But they will go to Oak Harbor next week. Then they host Eastwood. Then they host Lake. Then they go to Maumee. They go to Genoa. And then they finish the season against Fostoria. But not the ideal start for them. And Coach Rutherford appears to be bringing the wins to Otsego. Football is back and it's in full swing. Friday Night Lights, gotta love it. My name is Kaden Knapp. This has been Otsego TV Radio, the first Otsego TV Radio broadcast of the season. Chris Katzmeyer, definitely the player of the game on the offensive side of the football for the Knights. leading them to victory. And, of course, quarterback Mason Rowe making his first start, and the Knights are 1-0 with him at the helm. We'll see if Caden Hutton's back from injury next week. One last time tonight, my name is Kaden Knapp. This has been Otsego TV Radio. Email me anytime at 25knapp@OtsegoKnights.org with any questions, comments, or concerns. Reach out to us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Otsego TV. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I'll be back for next week's game against Bustoria, which will be a television broadcast. Stay safe, Otsego.